Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Eden Wellness Alliance's State of the Association address this Thursday. Welcome to anyone in the chat. Well, let me type that in there. There it is. It came up. So we are on our. Uh, Let me see. We're on our YouTube. We got the chat going, and that's what we are doing right this moment. So if you do have questions, I am watching it. First thing we're going to talk about today is our announcements. And those are going to be, we've got actually a few different announcements this time. We have our, this weekend is the 4029 Women's Expo at the Convention Center here in Fort Smith. It's 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then it's also on Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I don't know that I'll be there on Sunday, but I know for a fact I will be there on Saturday because I will be assisting my mother with the booth there. So if you have questions, comments, or observations that you want to kind of get to us or want to ask us about, then you can come there and we will be discussing that with the ladies, mainly focusing on the essential oils like we are today. That's kind of what spurred this one on, was the fact that we're going to be out there. And I thought, well, why don't we do something themed towards that, which is why we're going to cover essential oils for women's health today, kind of a few. But we're going to be at a corner booth, booth 209. Uh, you can mention that you heard about it here, and you can mention that you heard about it here on the State of the Association address, and you can get your name in the drawing twice for a sample and a wellness check. So there's that. The second announcement is that doTERRA is still having its post-convention tour. This time it's going to be, there's one in Dallas, Texas, of course. It's going to be October 10th, which is this coming Tuesday. It's 7 p.m. and Mom will be going with a few people, so you can contact if someone's interested in a road trip. Let me see. And the third announcement is the monthly class, the monthly event, the Egg and I, is on Tuesday the 17th. So it's going to be at 11 a.m. and this will be going over those who are interested in a healthy lifestyle and being able to take control of their own health care in that sense. So you can come to that. So 3 different events that you can get with us about. Also, you can always let us know if there's something that you want us to talk about or you want to have a class about. Both myself and my mother do the essential oil classes. I focus on using not just the essential oils, but more information as well. And Mom does that too, to a certain extent. So you're not going to get just lopsided information on that. You're going to be able to get information that's going to give you a bit more of a breadth to the approaches that you might take. We are planning to go back to the Metabolic Research Center at some point in the next month or so. So either this month or next month, we're going to plan to be back out there. We don't have the dates solidified yet, but I will be letting you know when you are going to be able to see us there. We had some success with it last time, so I think that it's a good class. It's a good place for classes and stuff. Seeing people that come to that place seem interested in taking control of their health care, which you totally can do. So, those are all of our announcements. As far as everything else, I think we have. I don't think we have anything else to bring up. So let's go ahead and jump into our streams, our State of the Association's topic for today, which is essential oils for women's health. And we're going to be going over an infographic from Proverbial Woman, I think is what it is, or Proverbial Health. We'll find out in just a minute. Whoa, that's the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So this is an infographic, and it is from Proverbial Homemaker. That's what it was. Proverbial Homemaker. So we're going to be going over this today. If you are wanting to look more into the proverbial homemaker, you can do that. I'm not particularly sure, but I liked their infographic. I'm not particularly sure about them, but I liked their infographic. So credit to where credit is due. Essential oils for women's health. The first one they mention is clary sage. It can be used as an antidepressant. It can support an antidepressant type of function in the body. It has an immune supportive and respiratory supportive role, and it's been shown to support hormone balance through the system and other things, of course. So that's going to have clary sage. It's going to have a good smell as well for those that like a slight flower smell. You'll find that flowers come up a lot in the, the oils that are good um, for feminine hormone situations. Also, geranium. We've talked briefly about geranium before. It is kind of considered poor man's rose, so it's going to be for things like skin care, dermatitis. Stress and anxiety can also be affected, and that's because it helps promote hormone balance in the system. It helps the body maintain control over its hormones. So that is an option as well for people. Uh, the both clary sage and geranium both function very well on that front. You can use others, but they function pretty well. One I was not expecting to see on this particular infographic, but it is here, is oregano. It can be used as it has antiseptic properties. Edema and cellulite it can be used to help the body eliminate those toxins that have that edema come up and that cellulite get puffy. Respiratory health and intestinal health, both of those are supported through that. So with these characteristics available in oregano, I would definitely say that oregano is something that you should have with you, and taking oregano on a daily basis is not going to hurt you if you're taking correct oregano, if it's not been tainted with something, because the amount of oregano you would have to take to harm your system, because it is metabolized through the liver, the amount that you would have to take to harm your system, if it's CPTG, is astronomical. Your body eliminates it faster than you could tolerate taking it in. So you're not likely to come to any problems with that. Uh, On Guard has the protective blend from doTERRA has a good, we call it the flu balm. When someone does this, they take the On Guard and the oregano together. That can have, or the On Guard soft gels have the oregano. The oregano, it's called On Guard Plus. Both of those are very useful for someone who wants to try and get themselves into a situation where they're not going to have um, those problems that can arise in the intestines and things like that. Just basically, it's great for immune support. Even oregano by itself is just great for immune support. Frankincense, well, that's the king of the oils. It's mood lifting, immune, and respiratory system support, aches and pains, skin care, stuff like that. The the one that I will say with this one is frankincense. It helps lift the mood simply because um, it's got the ability to really help the brain get the DNA functioning well as the brain firing well. So it's just a great supporter for DNA integrity and different things like that, which is massively important for someone who's wanting to combat the effects of aging, whatever system they're in. Doesn't matter what system you're trying to affect. So that's important. Orange, and citruses are actually very good in general, but orange, digestion and calming, it lifts the mood, and it's immune booster, and freshens the air, etc. Um, the It's going to lift the mood. All the citruses lift the mood in certain ways. They do give slightly different chemical reactions to the system through the hormones and the combination and the different cocktails of the hormones that get released by the system. So that is something that you might want to uh, kind of think about. If orange is the one you like, and what I'm trying to say is don't judge all citruses by the way you react to some citruses. Some people don't like lemon, but they like orange. Some people don't like lime, but they like lemon. So uh, some people don't like grapefruit. It it's going to be on an individual basis. But having some support for both the emotional and the immune system via some kind of citrus oil is a great idea. Um, the digestion and calming portion there is the orange has the properties that help calm and lift the mood. That's why when you see us at events, a lot of the time what we're diffusing is peppermint and wild orange. We call it our study or focus type of concoction. Not the focus blend, that's actually a thing from doTERRA, but a more of a little bit of a cocktail to get the brain to be uplifted with the orange and stuff like that. Not get too excited, but also have the notes of peppermint in there to give focus to the system. So that is one note I would put in with that. Lavender, it's for relaxation. It can act as a sleep aid. It can help with those depressive thoughts that you might have. It gets the body to kind of ease out of those type of things. It really calms the system on an emotional level. That's why relaxation and antidepressant is listed there. Digestion, digestion support, skincare, etc. So it's really good for the skin. Pairing it with geranium, it can be very helpful. Or frankincense if you're wanting to really combat those wrinkles, ladies. Sometimes with, I wouldn't necessarily pair it simply because it probably wouldn't smell very good with the oregano, but that's your choice. But lavender is really, really great for ladies. Um, Now, some ladies don't like it, which is understandable, but for the intents and purposes of this video, lavender should be where you start. It's affordable. It's it's a affordable as well as effective oil. It is one that is going to be a jumping off point from a lot of different um, plans that someone might use to get where they're going in their health, especially on a hormonal level for ladies or on a hormonal level for males that have a way too low estrogen level, which is not a very common thing at all. So there's not really much cause for that, but it's great for helping the hormones balance out, especially the female hormones. So it can be used for both male and female, but I would I would definitely start here in many cases with ladies that are wanting to work on hormone stuff. So that's this first bit. Now let's go to the second bit. The second bit, they mentioned bergamot and lemon, and neroli, rose, chamomile, marjoram, basil, and ginger root. Okay, so bergamot, which is going to be it's going to smell similar to lemon, but it is not lemon. It calms stress and anxiety, helps with yeast issues, which is a good deal, and water retention. So it's going to help you get rid of that excess water as well as with those yeast issues. This can be helpful for someone who's having problems with their renals in that sense. Pairing it with a lemon could also help very much by helping detoxify the system. But we'll get to lemon in a minute. But bergamot has, like we said, that very a slight lemon smell, but that where you had with orange, it's calming and it's calming and lifts the mood. You're going to have less of a lift with the bergamot, but you're going to still have that calming portion going on, which may be desirable for certain situations, and that helps with that anxiety. You don't need more energy when you've got anxiety. You need less or none, no more. just something to get you to calm down. That's a bergamot thing right there. Also, yeast issues. It is not just ladies that have problems with yeast issues. Anybody can have that, especially in someone who has a high bread diet. Gotta watch that yeast stuff because if you're not eating unleavened bread for a lot of your meals, in those cases, you can sometimes get yeast overgrowth. Even if you can still get some yeast overgrowth if you're not taking care of and watching your probiotics. So that's definitely one that is to keep in mind for those type of issues. Let's drop down to lemon this time, but then we'll come over to these others. Lemon is deodorizing, digestive care, immune support, relaxation, concentration, etc. The concentration can be very helpful. The relaxation, you're not going to get hyper when you have this concentration. In fact, lemon, it, I like to call lemon my favorite oil in as far as how easily accessible it is for someone. It's like $10 or something like that, $8, I don't know, for a wellness advocate. Which, if you're buying essential oils from doTERRA, you may as well be a wellness advocate. You don't have to sell to make money. You don't have to sell to do anything with doTERRA or to keep your membership. You're not signing up to sell. You're signing up to advocate for wellness. That's all. You're not required to do anything. If you just want to do it for your pricing that you get, that's reason enough. That's all you have to do. So that's my little spiel on that. A little soapbox, and I'm getting off it because we got stuff to do. The lemon is one that, like I said, I love lemon. And it's not necessarily because I like the smell of lemon. Lemon smells good to me, but it is not by far my favorite smell. That would be birch. Birch is my favorite smell because it smells like root beer. But um, lemon is my favorite oil because of what you can do with it, its availability, and its diversity. It helps clean out the body. Um, and ladies, you need to have some of this going for you if you want to have a clean system going. Why do I say that? Because while it's not helping support the hormonal system directly, like something like clary sage, or when we get to neroli and rose, we'll talk about, or chamomile, it does help with your body's ability to then get rid of that excess stuff. It helps keep the body clean. So that's probably why they put digestive care here. It's got a lot to do for me with the way it supports the renal system, the urinary system is what they would say. But I like how it supports the renals, those portion of your kidneys area. That's going to be why I like it a lot, because it supports the liver in getting rid of those things, and then it helps support that excretion in an effective and quick manner to get that nasty stuff out when you're taking it. And it's something you can do all the time. It's something that you can have in your water bottle. I encourage people to drink 1 bottle of water with lemon in it every day. At least 1 bottle of water. So that's 8 to 16 ounces, depending on the person. Um, and to have, I don't know, 2 to 5 drops, depending on what you're wanting to do. If you're really wanting your body to get with the program and hunker down on its detoxification, you can put 5 drops in there, but usually 3 is enough. You're just supporting the system. You're just supporting the system. So that's my little spiel on lemon. Let's back up to neroli now. Neroli aids with sleep, depression, anxiety, with skin care such as stretch marks, etc. Which I would say stretch marks are more easily prevented than gotten rid of, because those are scars and they don't tan the same way, ladies. Sorry, but if you're wanting to prevent, especially that stretching mark that can happen, use this. Use some neroli, and it'll be very helpful for you. It does aid in sleep. I've smelled neroli, and it has a very soft smell. It has a slight orangey tinge to it because it comes from the bitter orange plant. but it is not one that I would say is going to particularly energize someone. It's got that calming effect more. And it does not smell heavily of orange at all. So even if you don't like orange, you may not even notice the notes in there. But it can be very helpful. It's very good for easing out tensions. So that's a good idea. If there's tension between a group of people or two or three people, neroli is a good idea to have them either put on or diffuse in the air. So that is an option for people. Rose is um, a really big deal in oils, in my opinion. Now, the things that they list are skincare, reducing scarring, helps aging skin. It's an aphrodisiac. That's a traditional use for it, and it's mood lifting. Additionally, neroli can be considered an aphrodisiac in that sense. Putting these two together, good night, I guess. I don't know. That would depend on who you're spending it with, I suppose. But it does. Rose has that mood lifting effect because it has a strong effect on the hormone system. Pairing it with uh, its effects on the endocrine system are gentle enough to be acceptable, but they are also very potent. It's not going to pussyfoot around affecting that system. It's going right to it. I mean, your body reacts strongly to rose, and it will react possibly the same to neroli, depending on how sensitive it is to certain things. But that is an option. Then there's chamomile, which is a skin skincare for sensitive skin and things like that. Um, hold on just a moment, guys. All right, let's finish this out real quick. So chamomile skincare for sensitive skin, cleansing, reducing puffiness, hair care for sides, stuff like that. That's going to be great for skincare as well as relaxing the body. Marjoram for aches and pains, arthritis, respiratory support, digestion, headaches, fatigue. Marjoram can also be paired with the frankincense, like we've talked about before, for what we call the morphine bomb. Um, 6 drops of each, and you can get a very effective way to help support the body's natural pain uh, easers or natural pain management. So that is a possibility for people. Um, Basil is gives mental clarity and concentration. Digestive aid, pain reliever, and it offers anxiety support. So I have seen it used in that sense. It is not just for culinary use, so you can definitely use it for those as well. Ginger root stimulates circulation, digestion, and for nausea, flatulence as well, morning sickness, etc. So you have this option here if you want to help with those things. That's great for ladies. In fact, most of these are safe for going in and getting taking care of things when you are still pregnant. A lot of these are still okay. So you got to check. on some of them, but a lot of them are still okay. So that's everything. That's everything. It does give this little disclaimer here. Research oils for safety information, especially using children, nursing, or pregnant women. So there's always those recommendations. Those are blanket recommendations. They do those on everything. So that is our Save the Association address today. Hopefully you found it educational, and hopefully we'll see you at some of those events we announced. So if you have any questions, comments, or observations, you can get with us on the via the portions right here, the contact info that you're seeing on the screen, either phone, website, email, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Any of those ways you'll be able to get a hold of us, and you can follow us on any of the social medias that are listed. As always, thank you very much. And I am Adam L. Spain with the Eden Wellness Alliance, Health and Wellness the Way God Intended, all natural, non-invasive approaches to your health, wealth, and relationships. Have a great day. God bless and enjoy. Bye.